Good morning to all of you. This is day 5 and we will continue the same chapter, population, density, distribution, growth and composition. In my fourth video, it was day 1 of population chapter from people, India and economy, but in fact it was day 4. Okay, so let's start. We have done till density of population yesterday. Am I right? Now let me tell you today again. I'll tell you something about this density of population, that what are the ways of expressing the density of population. Look at this. What is given here, that the density of population can be expressed in 3 different ways. That is your arithmetical density, physiological density and agricultural density. Okay, and this is the mind map which I have shown with the help of my mind map. You can see that arithmetical, physiological and agricultural density of population is clearly shown. Now the first one is your arithmetic density of population. But you must be knowing, and yesterday also I think I have told you about this arithmetic density of population, that what is this? The ratio of total population of an area, you can say a state or a country, to total area is called the arithmetic density of population. Okay, how can we calculate this? It can be calculated through total population by total population of a particular region, and that will be divided by the total area of that particular region or territory, state or country. Now this is what is given, that it can be divided by the total population, as I just now told you, by the total area. The arithmetic density of population does not give. This is one of the I cannot tell you that this is the feature, but drawback, that the arithmetic density of population does not give a correct indication of pressure of population on land, as it takes into consideration even the areas like mountains, swamps, where not many people really live, because these are the areas where the population do not live, or these are the areas, sometimes the areas which are uninhabited, or where the climate is unsuitable. So the people do not prefer to live in those areas. But this problem is solved by calculating the physiological density of population. So what is this, children? Physiological density of population, a ratio of population to the net cultivated area is called the physiological density of population, and then it can be calculated by total population that will be divided by net cultivated area. Now this concept of density was first used in France. Okay, where? In France. And this index of population is very useful in India. You know why? If I tell you that this is a very suitable index in the country like India, why? It's only because about 3/4 of the total population of India is dependent on agriculture, on farming. So physiological density is calculated by dividing the total population of an area by the cultivated area or net sown area. Okay. Now the third one is your agricultural density of population. What is this agricultural density of population? How? The ratio of the total agricultural population to the net cultivable area. Clear? The ratio of the total population to the net cultivable area. And how it is calculated? Total agricultural population by net cultivable area. This is the method for calculating the agricultural density. India is one of the most densely populated countries in the world, and while the areas of the country is fixed, the population is increasing day by day. So, as a result, the density of population is also increasing. So, just now I told you about, or I have just now explained you that what are the different ways for expressing the density of population. I hope you must have understood. And few technical terms which I have written here are cultivable area, which as you know already, that area on which the crops are grown, and arable. Many times we have used this word arable land, and the land fit for cultivation. Now, this is one of the map, children, where you can see the density of population. Density of population, that is according to the census 2011, because we have to stick on this 2011 census, the total population, the density of population, and all these things we will have to take from where? From the population, from the census of 2011. Now, we will have to discuss here a very important topic which is given in your book, is your growth of population. That is given in the book. When you look at the book, you will see that one topic is there, growth of population. But what is this growth of population? You might have read in junior classes also, the growth of population. Well, let me tell you once again so that you can understand things clearly in this class. Well, it refers to the change in the number of inhabitants of a country or territory during a specific period of time. Now, what is given here? It refers to the change in the number of inhabitants. It means that the total population either increases or decreases, and that can take place by two ways. One would be your migration, out migration, or in migration, emigration or immigration. Am I right? So, the change in the number of inhabitants of a particular area, region, state or country. Okay, change can be expressed. This change can be expressed in two ways. That is your either in terms of absolute numbers and in terms of percentage change per year, right. So, and it has two, so that is your two ways for expressing this growth of population, the change, how the change takes place. Now, it has two important components. One is the natural and another one is the induced. Okay. Then natural, what are these two? These are the two terms related to growth of population. So, the natural growth is analyzed by assessing the crude birth rates and the crude birth rate. What is given here? That the natural growth is analyzed by assessing the crude births and death rates. Crude birth rates. You know what is that? Birth rate and death rate. Okay. Now, birth rate, if you are asked to define what is birth rate, number of lives per thousand, isn't it? Number of deaths per thousand. That is what the birth and death rates. Now, the induced, what is given here, that the induced growth rate is the volume of inward and outward movement of people in given area. One is the natural, and that is assessed by the crude birth and death rate, and the induced is what? Inward or outward movement. It means that migration, it is related clearly to migration. Either the people are leaving or people are coming to particular region or going from the particular region. Okay. Now, one important thing which I would like to tell you is about the absolute numbers. The absolute numbers, that the absolute numbers added each year or a decade is the magnitude of increase. And absolute, just now I told you that the absolute number, it is expressed in It is expressed in two ways, absolute and in terms of percentage. So, the one is absolute numbers, and that is the absolute numbers added each year or decade. Decade, it means what? That the 10 years, decade is the magnitude of increase, and it is obtained by simply subtracting the earlier population from the later population, okay. So, suppose two years are given, 2000 and census 2001 and census 2011. So, how will you get it? The absolute numbers, you simply have to obtain it by simply by subtracting the earlier population from the later population, and it is referred to absolute increase, right. So, you have to take 2 years for knowing about the absolute numbers. Then the rate or the pace of population increase is the other important aspect. The rate, getting it? The rate or the pace of population increase is the other important aspect. It is studied in percent per annum, okay. That is a rate of increase of 2% per annum. Suppose there is an increase of 2% per annum. What does it mean? It means that per annum means that in a given year, again telling you that it is studied in percent per annum. That is a rate of increase of 2% per annum means that in a given year there was an increase of 2 persons for every 100 persons in a base population. What was that base population? The total population. So, this is referred to the annual growth rate, okay. Now, I hope you have understood these two, absolute and year, absolute numbers and the percentage change per year. Now, there are few technical terms related to population as I have written over here: birth rate, death rate, negative growth rate and the positive growth rate, immigration, decadal growth and the census of 2011 that showed the decadal growth of 17.64% to 21.15% in the census of 2001. Now, that's all about it from today's video. So, I am sending you few assignments, and I hope that you must be doing the assignments which I had already sent you. Today I have given you only 3 questions which I hope you will do in your notebook. Thank you.